All 3 stories are now known, there's new mechanics, Pokemon can auto-battle and adventure by themselves, and so much more. Let's talk about it. Okay, we've just found out a plethora of information about the new Scarlet and Violet games via the new trailer that just dropped, and loads of information that they dropped on the website as well, which goes into more info. So I'm going to discuss all that and more today. So let's jump straight into it. Nintendo at the same time announced there's a new OLED. What? So yeah, there's a new limited edition, special edition OLED dropping, which is the Scarlet and Violet version. And well, yeah, it looks beautiful. I mean, the Joy-Cons, like the color combination's all right, but they're a little bit dull. Do you know what I mean? The star here is the back of the system. The back of the system and the back of the Joy-Cons, that artwork is beautiful. Not that you'll ever see it because you're looking at the front of it, right? But if you're a collector, you need to snap this up. I would love to get one, but I've already got the white OLED, which I love, and well, money. That's basically it. Well, if you want one, the OLED is dropping on the 4th of November and the game is coming out on the 18th. So we now know all 3 stories that are in Scarlet and Violet, and yes, they are all interwoven and you can tackle them at any point and any order that you want. So they are not like linear. You're not forced into story 1, story 2, story 3. This is an open world game and they really are trying to make the effort to make this as open world as possible, meaning that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And I love that. So let's jump into them. So Victory Road is, let's say, story 1, which is our path to champion rank, where we'll have to defeat our gym leaders across the region, you know, to become the Pokemon champion. Next up is the Path of Legends. Let's say this is story number 2, where we join Arven seeking out legendary Herba Mystica and other rare ingredients. Starfall Street is story number 3, let's say, and this is all about our rival team, Team Star, and they seem like a troublesome set of students that will challenge you to battles and all that stuff. But let's talk about each one a little bit more in depth. So Victory Road, of course, there's 8 gyms across Paldea, but the new information they showed us saw gym tests. So you'll have to pass a gym test before challenging the leader. So in the trailer, they show Sunflora needing to be like gathered up essentially. So I guess there's a time limit. So you'll have to gather these Sunflora or other gym tests in a time limit, I'm imagining, so that once you've done that, well, then you can challenge the gym leader. We see Geeta, the chairwoman of the Pokemon League. So she's the ultimate trainer, basically. Guessing we'll need to fight her at some point. Next up, we've got Brassius. He's the grass-type gym leader of Artisan, something like that, I don't know. A flower and art town. Now let's jump into the next story, which is Path of Legends. Arven is researching healthy recipes for Pokemon and he's after Herba Mystica, which are instant health restores when eaten, at least says the website. They are guarded by Titan Pokemon. So these kind of look like some sort of alpha Pokemon. They're much bigger and stronger, which we see with a huge claw in the trailer. So the aim is to collect this stuff for Arven. And finally, Starfall Street. So Team Star is a group of rebel students with several squads. Each squad is led by its own boss with their own base as well. So our job is to find all their bases and take out the bosses. Now the website says each base will have grunts sending out Pokemon, which we'll have to defeat within a time limit. And then after that, we can fight each boss. So I actually kind of like that. The fact that there's going to be like a time limit of just like a wave of Pokemon that we're going to have to go and clear to sort of prove your worthiness to be able to attempt to fight that boss. And each boss has their own Starmobile, which appears once you've defeated the grunts of Pokemon, you know, the waves of Pokemon that we just talked about. So in the trailer, we see Mela, I don't know, basically the boss of the fire team, and she looks dope. I absolutely love her aesthetic. She just, she looks great. I've got a bit of a crush on her, you know. Don't tell my wife. The website does say, though, that uniforms worn by members of Team Star will differ depending on which game you're playing. Next up, we saw new Pokemon. I don't know how to say this. Armarouge, Armor Rouge, something like that, which is the cannon-wielding fire warrior Pokemon, and it looks pretty cool, I must admit. It's got like some crazy arm cannon thing. Then we got Cerulege, which is the Fire Blades Pokemon. Next up, we got Clorf, the Crab, the Ambush Pokemon. And there's a bunch others which are shown on the website that we've, some of them we've seen before, some of them I haven't at least, but anyway, you're probably seeing them right now. Now let's talk about the big new mechanics. So similarly to Pokemon Let's Go, we can explore the open world games with any Pokemon of your choice by your side. Now, I absolutely love that because I always hated the fact that you couldn't have a Pokemon with you, just out with you, wandering around. And since I played the original games, Red and Blue, I had Blue, well then, after that, they brought out Yellow, and I played through Yellow as well. And through Yellow, you've got Pikachu with you at all times. And I loved that. Yeah, okay, you couldn't trade him out, but he was just with you, and I loved that. And after that, do we ever see it again? So when Pokemon are out exploring with you, you can use the Let's Go feature to send that Pokemon off in a direction of your choice, and it will go and fetch items and have auto battles too. That's right, you heard me correctly, auto battles. So auto battles are a new way of battling. By using the Let's Go feature, Pokemon will fight on its own without you needing to do anything. So Pokemon can be sent into an auto battle against wild Pokemon that you see or by its own accord. So whilst auto battles are happening, you're free to continue to do what you want, stay by its side or go looking for nearby items, and defeating Pokemon in auto battles, your Pokemon earns items and experience points. So I, for one, am super hyped for auto battles, and I'll tell you why, because you're not going to be thrown into the like battle screen, do you know what I mean? Where you're then like, okay, I'm just stood here, I've got to click run or I've got to fight the thing. If you've got your Pokemon out and you've got like the auto battles Let's Go feature enabled, you might be like going and gathering stuff or just wandering around, and instead of being locked into that, your Pokemon could just go off and fight it by itself. I have no idea what happens if it dies. Does the Pokemon like run over to you and then lock you into the battle or what? I'm not too sure, but the actual like feature of that, I am so happy about. Having your little Pokemon friend running around with you just in general is great, but then having it go off and get items for you and do those battles for you that you don't necessarily want to be locked into, that's awesome. Now, I'm sure you can still probably enable, like, engage in the old school battle scene where you, like, run into them or something, and then that will cause an actual, like, fight scene. But for the, like, annoying nuisance battles of, like, I don't know, whatever, like a low-level Pokemon just running over to you, well, your friend that's out with you can just go and take it out for you. And I absolutely love that because it's going to keep that immersive experience for me, because I love exploring and going around and doing stuff. And the old school Pokemon games where you're like running in the long grass and then all of a sudden it's like ding, and then you're just like, thrown into a whole scene. It was so jarring and so like, oh, okay, now I've got to do this. And then 2 steps later, it's like, bam, another Pokemon battle. You're like, oh my God, seriously? Whereas now you can have your little dude, he can go off and just attack stuff and take them out for you. That for me is great. I'm sure some people won't like it, but maybe you can turn off that feature. Maybe you don't have to use the Let's Go feature for auto battles. I don't know. But for me personally, this is big. Like, that's big for me, and I'm actually getting super hyped. I've talked about this in other videos. I kind of went off of Pokemon from like the early 2010s up until Arceus. I just didn't bother. It was the same thing over and over and over again, and I just got bored, and it's sad because I love Pokemon. I really, really do. I grew up with it. I've been playing every game, but now with Arceus like restoring my faith, because I actually loved that despite what anyone says. I know it wasn't a normal game, right? But I loved it. I'm still playing it right now. But with now Scarlet and Violet, I'm really hyped because it seems like they're completely flip-turning the whole mainline series. Generation 9 is going to be so different, and I am so hyped for it. I cannot wait to play multiplayer where me and Christina can actually join each other's games and actually go around together. Like, that's going to be amazing because at least with Arceus, we're just sat next to each other playing it by ourselves. Anyway, that's enough rambling. That is all the news today about all the new Pokemon stuff, and I am just so excited for it. I'm so hyped. I really, really am. So make sure you go down there and subscribe and like this video too. Share it around if you think someone can benefit from it. And whilst you're there, go and watch this video just here, which is our latest Switch news. Go watch our latest Switch news video if I can talk. Just go and watch that. It's a great video. Of course, I'm going to say that. I made it. But yeah, go watch that and subscribe. Do it.